This has me mystified. It really does. I don't know. No, I think the tide's going to start coming back in here. See, this isn't plexiglass. It's much, much, much harder. That's glass. That's what that is. That is glass. Because it just chipped off here. It's an oddity as to why it's here, of course. Okay, I'm going to stop messing around with that. This is church here. Yeah, it would have been really difficult to get a good arrow point or spear point off this curvy piece of chert. It just wouldn't have worked out. What is this? That used to be a tool. There's a bone. Yes, it is. It's a very, very ancient bone. Well, I'm glad to say that I don't think it's human. Let's examine this closely. Looking at the color of it, the shape. Maybe this will be better. Could this be a bone tool? Someone either used it as a bone knife or yeah, there's a point right there. This was a bone tool. It was an archaic tool at one time, and it was used either as a spear point or a knife. Wow. I think I'll go wash my hands now. I don't know. But that the plummet stone I found over there was used either to help hold a fishing net down or a cord fishing line, because they tie it to the cord line to the plummet stone, then attach a hook higher up, and they could fish This is limestone. Just from looking at it, I can tell it's limestone. Is there anything different about it? No. glass. Why is there always that darn old glass? Yeah, this is what happens. One little object that has metal and all this rust gathers. Now, I think there's a couple of boats in port, and they're in port because they're laying over because of the okay, here is, they're laying over because of the hurricane down south. This is a kind of chert, crystalline rock. This is chert. It's an igneous rock created by the volcanic activity. This is a natural hole. Yeah, that is a natural hole. Oh, nice. This is a napping tool, pecking tool. And usually a person would leave some kind of marks. Sometimes, if you were if you were an archaic woodland hunter and you had a favorite napping tool, you would actually leave some kind of scratch in, some kind of marks to identify that as yours. Because when you have a handful of hunters. When you have a handful of hunters who are using the exact same tools, you want to know what's yours. Oh my, you know what that is? Another plummet stone. Plummet stone, plummet stone. This one's bigger. What they do is this is an early archaic plummet stone. Well, archaic woodland period. That's, well, you see, a thousand years ago, the Aboriginal bands began to become the Aboriginal bands they are today, i.e. the Micmac formed their villages and became a stronger people. Maliseet formed their villages, became a stronger people. Passamaquoddy began assuming their natural identity, the Mohawk, etc., etc. And this all started happening only 1,000 years ago. Before that, they still considered themselves Micmac or Abenaki or etc., etc. What the heck? That can't be right. What am I am looking at a worked piece of okay. This is far less than I got the, let's put these down so I can make heads and tails. This is a plummet stone from early Archaic, mid-Archaic, or late Archaic period. It held down fishing nets or fishing line. Okay, let's get rid of this. Now this, on the other hand, it looks like a broken shard of that glass. But it was turned into, it looks like it was worked. I'm thinking less than 500 years ago, an Indian. Less than 200 years ago, an Indian was using this old lighthouse glass for something. I don't know. You say, well, this here is modern glass. I don't want to, I'm going to stick that, oh my gosh, stick that down there. Is the tide going in? Is it going out or coming in? It's hard to say. Really, really, really hard to say. I'm trying to... What's this? Oh, chert. Not chert, I'm sorry, kimberlite. Kimberlite. There is iron content in this, and what happens is during its volcanic creation, this was at the top of the caldera. The oil heated up, and voila, you can see the oil sheen kind of stands out in the metal. Anyway, that's my lame explanation for it. Maybe there's an expert out there that can clear it up. But that is how kimberlite's made. An old 19th century wine bottle. Oh, sweet. Now how I can tell this is a biface is its shape. This is an 8 to 10,000, well, I would say a 6,000 to 8,000 year old biface. And you can tell because there's a symmetrical line down there. It was rubbed in. Yeah, that was worked in either by rubbing with another stone or by percussion knapping. The same here, has an edge. 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. And they would have been hunting caribou, etc. because that was a major animal here. If you're asking, well, why weren't they hunting moose? Because the moose didn't become numerous until like 1,000 years ago, so something along that line, due to it was a temperature. Yes, 1,000 years ago, there was a warm up during the early part of the Paleo-Indian period, when the Eskimo type people were here, and when they were the average temperature was just a little under zero or just a little above zero. But then things warmed up about 1,000 years ago, or maybe 2,000 years ago. Things warmed up. You can Google all that information. What am I looking at here? Broken tire? I don't know. Something. I shouldn't even be messing with that. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, there was a warm up, and so the moose came along, and the elk. And caribou. The caribou were present, but due to as the moose and the deer came in, they introduced ticks and stuff that made the caribou sick, and the caribou slowly disappeared because of that. And forests started growing over the tundra. The hardwood species came into effect, and voila, before you know it, there's very little room for the caribou. Their last remnants are in the Gaspé Peninsula, where there is still alpine tundra. Okay, that's enough yapping here. I was yapping so much I was losing valuable time. Oh. Okay. Well, in a sense I could say, oh well, it's an ornament, but you know what, it's not. Because the covering on this chert, this used to be chalk. The chalk was baked on with heat, and the chalk turned to a various color, a bronzy color. Well, that's not broken, so this is just the way this formed. But I am sure that they probably would have found this to be a really nice ornament. Just tie something around the middle and hang it on a piece of hide or a tool or around their neck. The ornaments I'm looking for, well, they have to be hand-drilled holes. They have to have hand-drilled holes, or they're not, to me, they're not ornaments. Or to me, they're not authentic. Yes. Launch. Okay. Now, well, in a sense, I realize I have looked up along here before. There is a sea worm. It's sitting down here. I'll leave it alone. I just saw it. But yeah, those sea worms. I guess they do bite, but some people use them for fishing for the. Oh, there's a little crab. Hello, little crab. I won't bother you. I'm going to stop here for a moment and enjoy the view. Have to puff off the vape. Here's one more of those seagulls. Those seagulls are, I think, from the Great Lakes area or further north, but they just, I think they just moved in within the last couple decades or something. Because I don't, well, the last decade, because I don't remember seeing a lot of those birds. We have the black-backed seagull here in New Brunswick, and that was the most common one. Alright, I'm going to pause this film for a little bit. I don't have to pause filming. I'm just using my vape. I don't have to stop filming. I'm sure everybody will appreciate the view of the bay at low tide. Yeah. I know I certainly appreciate it. What the heck is that? I don't know. This is not a child's letter. This is brown chert, volcanic glass. This was napped out. Yes, it was napped purposely this way. Oh, I see something. Ah. Now this type of I gotta wash this off. Yeah. Do you see a human figure here? Paleo rock art. That's what I think this is. Paleo rock art. An effigy of a human being. Interesting. Who says that paleo hunters and archaic woodland hunters didn't have religion or concepts? They had concepts of a lot of things that we probably wouldn't understand because we're not living in their world. There. Yeah, that's in probably between 5,000 and 10,000 years old, that piece of rock art. Yeah, this is an archaic slate point, archaic woodland slate point. Ooh, that would, dear me, yeah, that would penetrate an animal hide easy. Yeah. What do I see down here? Okay, well, I think I see one arrow point down there. I'm not going to bother. When I say arrow, well, some of these things could be for an atlatl arrow or a bow arrow. It depends at what time along the archaic period epoch these were fashioned. Yeah, another tool, or that was the point. This was like a cutting tool. An adze maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's another worked point. Did I look at this one already? I think I did. Yeah.